All right, guys, let's take a look at accumulation breakouts, okay? Accumulation breakouts are probably one of the most profitable ways to trade, in my opinion, if done correctly. Now, there are right and wrong ways to trade an accumulation breakout. Some people try and get in at the top only to get break even after break even after break even, or loss after loss after loss. My method has one specific, very, very important entry criteria for when I trade this breakout. It's absolute paramount that you follow the wick on the breakout candle and then the wick on the following candle. So we're going to go through that in a bit more detail now. So stay tuned, like this video and save it for later. So the first thing we need to do is identify that the market is actually ranging or it's in sideways price action. That's where basically you'll see price move sideways. It doesn't create a new high, it doesn't create a new low, it doesn't create a new high again, it just moves sideways. And you normally find this maybe during Asia session, although sometimes, especially lately, Asia could be moving the market quite fiercely. You'll also see that this will occur maybe just before a news event or in between sessions. So between London and New York, you'll also see it maybe just towards the end of New York, moving on into the market close. Okay, wait, you don't want to be trading that time of day anyway. You want to be trading specifically London. Okay, so you could call this a London breakout strategy if you like. That's very, very popular amongst all traders, new and old. And you can also maybe look for it just before. So I'd say between 11 and 1 o'clock every day before New York opens, you'll find some form of accumulation. Now, they can be 30 pips, 40 pips, and sometimes even 100 pips big, these accumulations, right? Once we learn how to identify them, trading them will become very easy, very simple, and very profitable over the long run. Okay, so as you see here, we've had this sort of candle just, it's come down, right? It's slammed down, a lot of volume in this candle, and then all of a sudden you see the candle start to get smaller, right? This is very important because this means that the volume is starting to come out of the market. What you then see is you might see a big candle pointing upwards, right? And let's say this is about 11 o'clock in the day when the volume of the London session is coming away, and we're just about to move into sort of pre-New York session. So there won't be much volume there, and then you may see a little spike up, and then price will come back down, and it looks like it's going up again, and then down, and then up, and then down, and then coming into the New York session or coming into the London session, if this is of course during Asia or just before the London market opens, so maybe between 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, you'll start to see price action may start to move in the direction of which it's going to go. And the way that I would identify that is by basically looking at the wicks. Okay, so you see these wicks start to move down, right? So many people in trading overlook the wicks, but for me, they're probably one of the most vital parts of the candlestick because they're starting to tell you a story, especially on the 30-minute and upwards. They start to paint this picture of where may price go from here, right? Now, on this example, I've marked off the low of this impulsive move, right? So the low of the move, you could maybe use any of these wicks here, or you could, in fact, sometimes easier, especially when you're just starting off, just create a zone, right? So you can have a zone drawn on the 30-minute time frame. And when it gets to the point where the volume's coming into the market, you want to be looking for a very specific set of candles, right? So number one, you can see as we've come down here, and we start to retrace, and we're not doing anything. Candlesticks are getting smaller. So remember that the candlesticks getting smaller means that the volume's coming out of the market. This candle up here, potentially that is nothing more than profit taking in the market. The market's slowing down, the volume is dropping, and then everybody starts to take their profit out and gets ready for the next session, which would obviously in this case be New York session. Then you see another move down, move up, move down. Start paying attention to the wicks just leading on into the New York session, and then from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock you want to start paying even more attention, because what you might get is this sort of scenario. And then there are occasions, right, when you'll get a spike up like that when New York opens, right? So it's not anything to worry about. What that is basically New York coming in and just collecting a few more orders from the top of the accumulation here. So don't pay an awful lot of attention to that spike, right? Because timing in the market is vital. It's absolutely paramount that your timing is right in order to catch these breakouts. So again, you want to be looking for these entries between 8 and 10 or 8 and 11 o'clock in the morning UK time, and then from 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon if you're trading New York session, right? So maybe you'll get a long spike up like that, and then what you've got to start looking for then is the wicks to start respecting, right? So in this example, I've just gone with a lower low or a lower high on each of the candles, right? The next thing you want to do is you want to look for a 30-minute breakout, okay? And by a breakout, I mean an actual closure on the hour or on the half hour. So if it's New York, for example, you want to be looking for this closure at 1:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock. If it's London session, you want to be looking for this closure 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock, and so on and so forth. Once you've got the closure below, okay, the next thing that I look for is probably the most important part of this entry by info, right? There's nothing more important than this next part. So once we've got the breakout here, okay, you've got the wick to the low, okay, so identify where the wick is, and you want to be looking for an entry below this wick, right? Now the reasoning behind that is simple. We're looking for price to create a lower low, okay? So we've got a high here, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, okay? And here's the most interesting part. We want this wick here, okay? The candle after the breakout candle has to respect this wick. That is, for me, the most important part of this breakout strategy, okay? If it doesn't respect this wick, if it comes up like that, I won't be looking to take this trade, right? If this wick is broken, that means there's a higher probability that price is actually going to break back into the range, okay? And the breakout isn't going to occur, right? It's going to break back into the range. It's going to be a fake out or liquidity grab, and then maybe price will reverse from there. So this wick here is the most important part of the whole entry, right? This wick here, I can't stress this enough, this wick here must respect the breakout wick to the high, right? And if you're bullish, if you're going in the opposite direction, it must respect the low wick on the opposite way. So if you're trading a breakout up here, this candle here must respect the wick moving upwards. Once you see that this wick, and I've marked the top of the candle body here, right? The reason why I've marked the open of this, right, is because you'll see this time and time again. When this breakout occurs, what will happen is that there'll be a new collection of orders, and it will be, you know, on the lower time frame, it would be trying to fake people into thinking that price is going to move up. This part here, the candle body, right, that's generally, I'd say, 85% of the time, that's where price will move back down from, right? It won't take the wick. It will take just the open. It will come back to the open of the candle, and then it will move down. So once we've got this scenario, okay, that's when you place your stop order. You place your stop order, I would say 2 pips below, okay, because there's a chance that you might get tagged in by the spread, and it doesn't quite break the low. So go 2 pips below the candle wick, and then what you'll normally see is as that wick is being passed, volume will kick in, and it will take this trade basically into a position where you can move your stop loss to break even. So you can normally do that within 1 to 2 minutes if the accumulation breakout is strong enough. So in terms of trading this, when you trade this, especially with gold, I'd say other Forex pairs like GBP, JPY, any of the JPY pairs, to be honest. And then I'd go with something that moves, quite a lot of pips per day. So you'd be looking at something like GBP USD, USD JPY. As I said, any of the JPY pairs. You'll find that once you get into the hang of reading price action in this way, you'll find that the more you test it, the more confident you'll get with it, and the more you'll probably turn to entering in this method, because there's very, very little drawdown. Very, very rarely do I have any drawdown when I'm in a successful trade. If I go into drawdown, I'm more likely to close the trade, close it early before it hits my stop loss, because if I don't go straight into profit very quickly, there's a chance that I'm actually getting caught up in a reversal or a fake out, or something's not quite right. Because if the accumulation has got enough orders in it, there's no reason why this just doesn't blow the doors off. All right, so that's the basics of how I would enter these breakouts. Okay, you can mark this off as a London breakout strategy, because I mean, in general, this is pretty much it. It's the most simple way to trade. There's nothing much to it. You use the 30-minute candles. You look for the breakout. You look for the closure outside the range. You look for the wick to respect the high of the breakout wick. And then you place your stop order below. You put your stop loss either above here, or if you want to be a little bit safer, put your stop loss above the range. Okay, and then you're going to be looking for maybe a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1 in and out very quickly, profit in the bag, and move on to the next trade. And you could probably do this twice a day, because there's plenty of opportunities there in the market for you to find these breakouts. Okay, so yeah, go to your charts, practice. If you have any questions, as always, hit me up in the chat room. More than happy to help. And every day I'll be posting my analysis. I'll be posting my levels. I'll be explaining why my levels are posted there. And over the course of obviously the next couple of weeks, you're going to get to a point where this is probably a go-to strategy, because it's probably the most profitable way to trade, in my opinion. Right. Good luck, guys. See you in the next video.